Guys, welcome to this special edition of Cricket Caviar. Today we are going to do something for our viewers, which is a bit different. Like we know that Indian middle order has been in doldrums. बहुत ही खराब खेल रहे हैं तीनों. Number 3 पे पुजारा, number 4 पे कोहली and number 5 पे रहाणे. All of them are going through a lean patch. Their average has been in 20s in 2021, and all of them are just staying in the team because of their pedigree and because of their past contributions mainly. So the WTC cycle is a very hot race now, who is going to be, and it's critical for our middle order to fare. But we still feel that all three have a stake in this team. So here we'll be defending each of the middle order batsmen. So we will start with 1 minute introduction, and then we'll have a debate, and then we'll conclude. So Pratik is representing Virat Kohli, Kunal is representing Cheteshwar Pujara, and I am representing Ajinkya Rahane as per our background pictures. So if you guys don't mind, I will start first. So this is only a 1 minute timer which I'm starting. I'll get only 1 minute to put my case. Okay, guys?
Yes.
Right.
Let's do this.
Guys, start. So guys, मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि अजिंक्य रहाणे has not been great in 2021, but I feel it was his leadership skills, his tactical awareness of cricket as a vice captain and captain, which got us the Border Gavaskar series. That has to go on top of his CV as a major achievement. Coming to his batting, he's always known as the game breaker in the away test series. He's a away test specialist. Especially, he's a Sena test specialist, and he has had very good contributions in the win in England, where we won in the Lord's Test. He scored a 61, and MCG Test he scored again 112, which is the last by any any middle order player. And there have been other contributions also. Johannesburg में 48. West Indies is not a very bad team with Jason Holder in, so that century also gets credit. He has fought with New Zealand with some 40s. He was the highest scorer in the WTC final with a 49. So I feel he has a name on your ball approach. Like he tries to play fast and tries to give the time to team for the bowlers to take wicket. So I think these are the positives of Rahane. So Pratik, now I would like to invite you to talk on Virat Kohli.
Hi guys. So Virat Kohli is a very important player. He plays the number 4 role which Sachin used to play. So obviously runs haven't come as I would like, the Virat Kohli would like, but I'm still an integral part of my team. When I come there and score my first boundary through covers, like it just gives everyone hope in the dressing room. Like, okay, today Virat Kohli will do something for us. And so yeah, I don't want to mention my big hundreds in 2019, which I made against South Africa and Bangladesh. But I've played some other important innings, like my first inning score in Kingston of 76, where actually Hanuma Vihari scored 100. But we batted together and posted 400, and it's very important in a test match to score a big first innings run. And then I made a very good 70s in the Australia first test match before departing. It was a very tough decision for me to leave the team, but and then I tried my best in the World Test Championship. I made a gritty 44, which is unlike my run of play. I played 130 deliveries for that score. And other than that, guys, just have hope that I'll be coming back in form. I scored back-to-back 50s in Leeds and Oval. So, and other than that, guys, I have taken the most number of catches as a fielder for India in the last 3 years. So I do more than what you see, and yeah, I'll be back soon.
Okay, that's it from Virat Kohli. Now we'll move to Cheteshwar Pujara.
Yeah, so Pujara coming in at number 3 has essentially become the backbone of the team. Now, look, if you look at last 3 years, I mean, you can talk about when he scored 3 centuries in the tour of Australia, which was against a really, really formidable bowling lineup. Even after that, in each and every series, you can see he scores 50 or 60 runs here and there. He might take a lot of time, but that actually, puts the opposition under pressure. He actually frustrates the opposition like anything. If you remember watching that web series by Amazon Prime, The Test, Nathan Lyon actually asked him, "Aren't you bored of batting already?" Not a lot of people in the world can bat like Pujara does. I mean, he might be slow, but he actually holds the fort from one end without his, super important 50, 60 runs he has scored here and there. Team India wouldn't have become the #1 team they have today.
Okay, guys. So now we enter the debate phase. I have only questions to Pujara now. Uh, Pujara's strike rate, I can deal with it. If he goes on to score big knocks of 100, 150, like he used to do actually when India won in Australia for the first time, and again against a very good bowling lineup of Cummins, Hazelwood, and Stark. That bowling lineup is really tough, and Pujara actually managed to get us the win. But after that series, 44 innings have gone by. 45 innings have gone by, in fact. And Pujara has not scored a century in last 3 years. And he stays for a long time, but to it has sometimes led to less time actually to win us the match. Like in I agree that Sydney may he played a very crucial 250s in Sydney and he helped us to draw the match. But if not for him, maybe we would have won that match. And even in Gabba, where he played a very good knock, like those are the only two highlights in his entire WTC cycle, apart from
Yeah.
116 England. So in those knocks also, he actually slowed down the thing. We can debate whether it was for the good, whether it was for the bad, whether it was because of him that the other batsmen were able to play freely. But I feel he needs to be the one to play those big knocks, not to be the supporting role. He doesn't need to be the supporting, fiddle. He needs to be the lead man and he needs to chase those targets. He needs to make those big hundreds
Yeah,
and
especially
make those
after
big runs.
reaching 20 or 30. Like, why is he playing like a tail ender that I'm only here to support? Yeah, that's what I don't understand
Yeah,
too.
but one thing you have to understand that every player has a different role and a different style of playing as well. Now, this is how Pujara plays. He'll not be super aggressive. He'll take his time. He'll score slow runs. So you cannot expect him to play like Rishabh Pant does maybe. So that's his style of playing, and the fact that he's expected to score centuries and lead the team. I agree. As a number 3, I mean that's a responsibility to do,
Yeah.
but maybe in a way his role gets overshadowed by the fact that Virat Kohli is coming in next. And I mean, no matter where we are playing and whosoever we are playing against, there are more hopes and expectations from Virat Kohli any day. So, and the way Pujara has been treated since last 2 years, right? Pujara was made the vice captain at a point of time. He was removed from, but he was removed from that later on. It came to Rohit Sharma. It came to KL. He has not been treated in that way at all. That he's supposed to play as a number 3. So this is the role he has, which has developed for him over the years in the team, and I think he's playing that role. Different players are suited to different conditions. Maybe this is what Pujara is just suited for. He cannot bat aggressively.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's right. But
guys,
yeah, it has really costed India, like Shikhar said about his slow batting.
In the Sydney Test match, he played over, I think, 500 balls, if I'm not wrong. Maybe 500 out of, yeah, but he played over 400 balls. And at that point of time, India were super defensive. India were coming
India play
from
other teams
a
too, other
point
than Australia.
someone
You
needed to stay there to draw the test match.
we have only
You
told
can
about his
debate now
achievement
that
against
what
Australia.
if, I mean, so that was probably one of the, big games. Drawing in Sydney was a big thing for us. So that is
okay,
when his style of play actually helped the team.
Yeah,
okay,
but
guys, any
another
questions?
guy I know who play like this, Pujara, is Sibley, and look what happened to him. He has been completely dropped. He is not even taken to the Ashes tour. So I feel India should have done the same to Pujara. Especially, I remember the recent Test match in Lords where he faced 206 deliveries and he scored 45 runs. He did not even make a 50. In the end, India felt like until day 5, we felt like we were very short in the first innings. But there was a miracle from Bumrah and Shami's batting and bowling performance, which we still won the match. But his 45 of 206 was absolutely useless for India in that Test match.
Guys, any questions to Rahane? So we
Yeah,
are
like
done with.
Rahane, I like Rahane how he's batting in the South African tour. He knows that there is a ball what is that approach again? The ball has your name on it, and
Yeah,
so
ball has your name.
so that's why he's doing a very good thing. Like he knows if he plays 60 balls, he knows he wants to score 40 out of those. So that's a very good thing. And there were similar conditions in New Zealand where ball was doing a lot. But why did Rahane did not play his natural game in the tour of New Zealand? I have looked at all of his innings in that New Zealand tour. Yeah, he made 2 or 3 40s, but those took more around 120 or 130 deliveries, which is not his natural game, playing at a strike rate of 30 or 40. So he hasn't done much again apart from his century in that the second test in Australia. I would not count his contribution in New Zealand. And again, the inconsistency, like whenever Pujara or Kohli gets out, most of the times we have seen Rahane getting out just after in a close succession. So like team is at 120 for 3, suddenly becomes 140 for 5. And again, he's a subcontinent batsman, but has a problem with his spin, which is again hard to explain. And lastly, in World Test Championship test in that Australia third or fourth test, such important moments, he was looking good at the end of play, and then next day he comes and gets out in the first over of the day 5 or day 4. So he hasn't shown any responsibility at all, which he should be, and he's rightly sacked as the vice captain from the vice captain.
I would like to answer this by saying what Kunal said. Like every player has a role to play. Rahane is going to be he has been given the freedom to score quick runs, to counter attack. He comes at number 5, and we have seen Travis Head counter attacking, or Andrew Simons in the past, or other batsmen of such kind who counter attack. They have a different style of playing, and I think Rahane plays to that. New Zealand I don't remember because it has been 2 years already, but he was the only batsman with, I think Kohli also got a 40 or something, but apart from that, he was the only batsman trying to fight. And even if in the WTC final, he counter-attacked Jamieson, Saudi, and he always goes for his shots. So that comes with a risk, like just like Rishabh Pant ka play, that comes with a risk. And sometimes, I agree, he is not focused on his survival more. I mean, he needs to actually take a back step, and he gets carried away sometimes. So that is something, but I feel all these knocks which he has played abroad have made a contribution, like the 61 in Lords in partnership with Pujara, and I agree with your home weakness, which is a weakness against spin point, but he has had two centuries at home also, one against South Africa in Pune, and that was where Mayank Agarwal actually scored 212, and India were 39 for 3, and Nortje was bowling a brilliant spell. He just destroyed Kohli's front pad, and after that it was Rahane and Mayank Agarwal who scored a 200-run partnership. And even in the England Test series, when we are 1-0 down, he had a partnership with Rohit Sharma for 160 runs. So I think he plays his parts, but he needs to improve his game against spin. But I still have no doubts on him overseas. I think overseas he's still one of our brilliant batsmen because he scores fast. He scores with the ball as your name approach. So he actually is the opposite of Pujara in a way. I feel that role is suits to him, and he applies that role to himself.
Yeah, no, Rahane has done decently well. My only problem is like I think he has a brain-fed moment sometimes, especially early in his innings. He has a tendency to get out early in his innings. Like sometimes he would just come in a match where India is playing at home. He will just play the first ball and bat pad and catch to the forward short leg, and he'll just And then we have also seen few runouts for Rahane, which should not happen in Test cricket. So, but yeah, I have no problems him getting out, playing an aggressive shot. Kohli does that the most. He's trying to play a expensive drive on the offside, and he gets out. But
so my next question is to Kohli. See, both Pujara and Rahane have been under intense media scrutiny. Rahane and Pujara also, there were talks that they will be dropped. Rahane was literally dropped actually once. Pujara has also been dropped once in the past, but
they call it resting, yeah.
Yeah. So Kohli has I mean, why doesn't the same standards apply to Kohli? And he can go for a family vacation. He can go for all attending all family events, and others are on national duty and playing tough places and near impossible win situations. So why is Kohli not committed enough to the Indian cricket team? And why doesn't the same standards apply to Kohli?
No, you know how difficult the biobubble fatigue is. I don't want to be unavailable for the national team like Ben Stokes. I'll just go for 6 months, So I'm trying to balance things. Like it was an important time for my family, so that's why I had to depart in the middle of Australia tour. But at the same time, I only miss half a series or things. I don't go away for a long time, and like it's very hard for me. Like Ravi Bhai was dozing off most times, and then there is no Mahi Bhai in the test matches. So, it's not that easy for me out there.
Okay. Yeah. So Virat Kohli is not able to take the pressure it feels. He should just leave the captaincy now. Honi Rao sir. His batting has taken a big blow. He's not able to score runs. It's time for Kohli to give up captaincy, give it to Rohit Sharma here as well. Maybe that way he can score a few more centuries, at least a couple more centuries maybe before he retires.
Yeah, Rohit Sharma should at least be fit before test series.
Yeah, exactly. Rohit Sharma could have been.
Give the captaincy to anyone else, but at least he should
score
some runs.
He'll not be available. तो KL को चली जाएगी तो KL तो देख लिया हमने कैसा captain है.
Maybe we can groom a new captain, but Virat Kohli is not going to score runs, so no point.
We should make Ashwin captain.
So no point keeping him captain anymore that way.
Guys, we need to wrap this up quickly. So last point is we have had a good discussion, but what do you think about should we stick with these three for this WTC cycle, or should we not stick with these three?
No. I would say partially. Like you also have to give chances to other players in the middle. If it's a 5 test match series, like give chances to other players at least for 2 matches, because otherwise we'll be in huge trouble. We might see Pakistan and Australia playing the World Test Championship final. These teams needs to step up. They have recorded 14 ducks in 3 years. So
yeah, they need to step up. To be honest, I was hoping that these guys will fail in this series in South Africa, and hence we'll see someone new. But it seems Pujara and Rahane will have a slightly extended run. Virat Kohli is not going to be dropped anytime soon, at least not until the time he leaves his captaincy. So maybe it's time to start.
This management is not at all experimental. This management is not at all experimental. We saw that New Zealand T20s, maybe they did not experiment in the dead rubber T20, which is the third T20 also. They did not experiment new faces in T20 format. But I think the same applies
only
to
for bowlers, man. Like Ishant Sharma is such a he's played for India for so many years, but they are playing Siraj over him now. But they are not able to do the same thing for a batsman. That's the problem.
Actually, that was the Ravi Shastri era when Siraj came in, but now it's Rahul Dravid era. I think it's not as experimental as it should be.
Yeah, but
anyway, guys, so let's wrap this up.
I don't think so, because Pujara, Rahul Dravid has too much. He backs them way too much, like Pujara, Rahane. I've hearing his press conferences, he's supporting Pujara so much. So I mean, for Rahane and Kohli, I still want to give them some benefit of doubt or something. But for Pujara, I don't feel there is much rope left, So, but Rahul Dravid is still on him.
So who would you like to bring in now in place of Pujara?
I want to try both. Again, Shreyas Iyer, because he performed well, and again that forgot that Mumbai player who plays for MI.
Suryakumar Yadav, I think.
Yeah. But why would you place Suryakumar Yadav? He does not have. I mean, he might not play Test cricket for more than 2-3 years. He does not have age on his side, anyways.
Yeah, Pujara is averaging 20, man. Like, at least he'll score 25 for me.
No, I'm saying instead of Sky, maybe, but at least persist with Shreyas Iyer for now, or maybe groom a new player. One problem I see with this Indian lineup is that we are not grooming any new players, any young players.
We need more players like Shardul Thakur. We need Venki Iyer. We need, and
even Shardul Thakur is 30 years old. I'm saying we need to groom new players. We need to groom at least one young player in the team. Otherwise, things will be really difficult 6, 7, 8 years down the line.
Problem. Like, we don't see any player coming in their teenage to the Indian team setup like we used to see earlier. Yeah.
Guys, so let's cap this discussion now, and we'll see what happens in the future. So bye for now, and we'll catch up with you guys.
See you
Yeah,
guys.
bye. Bye.